Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Tea Time with Mr. T. Now, as always, we have our cups up and our pinkies up because we are very fancy and we come in for the clink. All right, boys and girls, right over here, I have a good friend of mine that some of you have not met yet. This is George, the gorilla. Why don't you say hi, George? Like only you can. Hello, boys and girls. Hello. You see that? He floats in the air. He can fly. Did you know that? Well, anyways, we're glad to have George back. He was taking a little bit of a vacation, but he is back now, and he is joining us, especially because he loves the month of October. Now, in the month of October, we know we have Halloween at the end of it. So I thought we'd get kind of a Halloween-themed story today. This one is called Creepy Carrots, and it is by Aaron Reynolds. He's the author. He did all the words, and the pictures are by Peter Brown. This is Creepy Carrots. Oh, we move a little bit closer so we can get a better look at Creepy Carrots. They all look like normal carrots to me, don't they? Creepy carrots. Jasper Rabbit had a passion for carrots, and the carrots that grew in Krakenhopper Field were the best, fat, crisp, and free for the taking. He pulled some for a morning snack on the way to school. He yanked out a few on his way to Little League practice. He ripped them from the ground on his way home at night. Jasper couldn't get enough carrots. Until they started following him. He first noticed something strange after the big game against East Valley Hares. Jasper was about to help himself to a victory snack when he heard it. The soft, sinister tunk 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 of carrots creeping. He turned. There was nothing there. Just my imagination, he thought, but he hopped a little faster. That night, as he was brushing his teeth, there they were. Jasper whipped around, but nothing. He laughed at himself, picked his toothbrush off the floor, and went to bed quickly. The next morning, he approached Krakenhopper Field slowly. He's kind of different areas that he's hiding. He reached for 2 wild carrots. Nothing happened. He bit into one. Nothing happened. Whew! Creepy carrots. It was ridiculous. But when he arrived home that evening, Mom, Jasper screamed, creepy carrots in the shed. His mom opened the door slowly. There weren't any carrots, not even the regular kind. There are no such thing as creepy carrots, Mom said, shaking her head. Later that night, as Jasper lay in bed, he heard it. Breathing. Terrible, carroty breathing. And there on his wall. Creepy Carrots! He shouted, Dad, Dad! His dad thumped into his bedroom and threw on the light. They searched under the bed. No creepy carrots. They looked through the closet. No creepy carrots. They opened the dresser drawers. No creepy carrots. Just a bad dream, son, his dad said, shaking his head. Now go to sleep. That wasn't going to happen. By the end of the week, Jasper was seeing creepy carrots creeping everywhere. You see, here's the creepy carrots. Are the creepy carrots over here? I don't know what's going on. Jasper knew his parents were wrong. Creepy carrots were real, and they were coming for him. But they couldn't get him if they couldn't get out. And see, he's got an idea, right? There's a light bulb going on. Jasper hatched a plan. First thing, on Saturday, he grabbed supplies and headed to Krakenhopper Field. What do you think he's doing? Look at those pictures. What is Jasper doing? As the sun finally set across Krakenhopper Field, Jasper Rabbit smiled. On his way home, there was no tunk tunk tunk. There were no carrot-shaped shadows. His plan had worked. No creepy carrots would ever get out of that carrot patch again. And then he even put, you see there's alligators here? He even made what's called a moat. It's like to make sure nobody will try to cross it. As the sun finally set, the carrots of Krakenhopper Field cheered. Their creepy plan had worked. They were sure of it. Jasper Rabbit would never get into that carrot patch ever again. And there's our very normal carrots. All right. So, did you like that story? I like that story quite a bit. Turns out the whole thing was created by these creepy carrots because they were tired of Jasper Rabbit sneaking into their carrot patch and eating up all the carrots. So they hatched a plan, they created a plan, they came up with one to make sure that he never came back. And he built a fence. He thought he was keeping them from coming and getting him, but they were actually tricking him. So that is creepy carrots, right? As they snuck around creepily. Before we go, a couple questions for you about this. And after we read books, after we read stories, I always like to ask questions like, who were the characters in this story? Who were the characters that you saw? Right? And when I ask these questions, you could tell somebody, if somebody's watching this with you, you could tell them. Right? You could tell them who it is. Or you can even write it down on paper and put it up on Dojo so I could see. Who are the characters? And this time, there's Jasper for sure, right? He was a character. Who are the other characters? The creepy carrots, definitely. And even Mom and Dad played a small role in there. So they were in there too. And I could ask, what was the setting? And when I ask what a setting is, I'm asking where it happened. Now this happened in a couple different places. There wasn't just one setting, right? Like Krakenhopper Field was one place. Jasper's house was another setting. So there's just two settings just like that. So I always like to ask, who are the characters and what was the setting? Where did it happen? And then later on I'll start to ask, okay, what happened at the beginning of the story? And what happened in the middle? What happened at the end of the story? Right? So be ready for that, and we'll start asking more and more questions. And you can even answer the questions right now if you want. But we have taken up a lot of time, haven't we, George? So it is time for us to move on with our tea time. Thank you, boys and girls, for joining me and George and Jasper Rabbit for Tea Time with Mr. T. Once again, put our pinkies up because we're so very fancy. Our cups are up, and we come in for the clink. All right, boys and girls, we'll see you next time. Take care.